Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United hope to persuade Denmark midfielder Christian Eriksen to join before the new season. It was thought that Christian Eriksen preferred to stay in London. Manchester United have already made initial contact with Christian Eriksen's representatives. Revert back to the other day, it said Man United had been handed a Christian Eriksen transfer blow. The other week, Manchester United sent scouts to watch Christian Eriksen in action. Christian Eriksen's contract at Brentford expires at the end of this month. Eriksen joined Brentford back in January. When he officially signed for Brentford, he signed a 6-month contract. Brentford got him from Inter Milan. Before, Eriksen played for Tottenham. He was a long-serving player at Tottenham, and when he was younger, he played for Ajax. Do you think Christian Eriksen would be a good signing for Man United? Well, he is aging up. Plus, revert back to Euro 2020, Christian Eriksen collapsed because he suffered a cardiac arrest. And a lot of people thought after that Eriksen wouldn't have played again. Now, I want to give you some more news on Antony. So, Manchester United are set to sign Antony in a 40 million transfer. Man United have held informal talks. Recently, Manchester United officials arrived in Amsterdam to complete a move for Antony. So Antony could be Erik ten Hag's first signing at Manchester United. Antony is at Ajax. He joined Ajax back in 2020 on a 5-year deal. Ajax initially got him for 13 million, could rise up to 18.2 million. And you know the news regarding Frenkie de Jong? Fabrizio Romano recently said that Manchester United are set to submit another offer for Barcelona's Frenkie de Jong. The offer will be around 70 million euros with add-ons included, so it's around 80 million euros in total. Man United had their first bid turned down for Frenkie de Jong. That was 60 million euros with add-ons included. Man United and Barcelona were 17 million apart in their valuations for Frenkie de Jong. But Man United are confident that Barcelona will lower their 73 million asking price. Erik ten Hag expects Frenkie de Jong to complete a move to Man United. You know, ten Hag wants a reunion with the player. Apparently, Frenkie de Jong is keen on a move to Man City. De Jong is a versatile midfielder. He's at Barcelona. He's been at Barcelona for a good 3 years or so. Barcelona got him back in 2019. He's got a contract with Barcelona until 2026. Barcelona did get him from Ajax. They paid around £65 million. Man United have also been linked with Jurrien Timber. Not so long ago, it said Erik Ten Hag was stunned as Jurrien Timber rejected a move to Man United. He said Louis van Gaal prevented Jurrien Timber to Man United. But in general, there's a lot of players that Ten Hag wants to recommend to the club. His transfer budget has already been revealed for this summer. Ten Hag is also going to get rid of a lot of players. Said around 10 or 11 players are set to leave Man United this summer. Well, players have left on free transfers recently. Juan Mata, of course, left Man United on a free transfer. Juan Mata did endure 8 years at Manchester United, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving player. Most of the time, Juan Mata was classified as a squad player because he didn't get in the team much. Man United did get Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014, got him for 37.1 million. With add-ons, it was around 40 million. Earlier on this year, Edinson Cavani left the club. Cavani did lose his place in the Man United team when Ronaldo re-signed last year. Man United did get Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Lingard's leaving. Man United confirmed that. Jesse Lingard was part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy and that. Most of the time was a squad player because he didn't get in the team much. At one point, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Matic, obviously he's not at United anymore. Not so long ago, Roma announced the signing of Matic. Obviously Matic is now reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Nemanja Matic did endure around 5 years at Manchester United. He wasn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he'd still been given his opportunities. Man United did get Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 in a deal worth 40 million. Paul Pogba is leaving on a free transfer at the end of this month. I think Paul Pogba is going back to Juventus. Not so long ago, Lee Grant retired. So there you go. And Eric Bailly and Axel Tuanzebe are on their way out of the club. Eric Bailly, I do think he's a good centre-half, but, Bailly, he's not one of our first choice centre-halves, plus he's injury prone. Man United did get Bailly from Villarreal back in 2016, got him for 30 million. Bailly was at Man United for around 5.5 years. In April last year, he signed a contract with Man United until 2024. And Tuanzebe, last season he was out on loan with Aston Villa. He's endured like 3 loan spells with Aston Villa. Phil Jones, he'll be leaving Manchester United this year. Jones isn't one of Man United's first choice centre-halves. Jones has only made like 4 Premier League appearances since January 2020. His contract at Man United expires next year. Jones has endured 11 seasons at the club, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Man United did get Jones from Blackburn, was it back in 2011-2012? We need to get Harry Maguire out of the club. He may not leave this year, Maguire. Not so long ago it said Harry Maguire was set for talks with Erik ten Hag over the Man United captaincy. Throughout the course of last season, the vast majority of Man United fans were demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire because he's not a leader. Man United overpaid for Maguire, got him for 80 million. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club. Maguire has been at Man United for around 3 years. He's had injuries as well since he came. I thought Maguire was far superior at Leicester than he has been at Man United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think there's a good chance that he'll leave this year. I heard that Crystal Palace are interested in signing him on loan. Well, Bissaka was at Crystal Palace before he came to Man United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was not our first choice right back under Ralph Rangnick. Diego Dalot was. Most of the time Bissaka's good defensively, but the attacking side of his game is not so good. Bissaka's enjoyed like 3 full seasons at Man United. Man United got him in a deal worth 50 million from Palace back in the summer of 2019. He was one of the players Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought in. Alex Telles, I think he'll be leaving the club. I don't know if it'll be this year, but if it's not this year, it will be next year. Telles has been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation. He isn't good enough. He's been poor now for the last few months. Don't get me wrong, when we had Rangnick, he had his good games. Well, in fact, Telles appeared to be our first choice left back under Ralph Rangnick, but that's only because Luke Shaw wasn't available. Revert back to 2020, that's when Man United got Alex Telles. We got him from Porto. Man United are obviously looking to sell Anthony Martial to raise funds. Last season Martial was out on loan with Sevilla. Martial has got a contract with Man United until 2024. He's been at Man United since 2015. We brought Martial in under the Louis van Gaal era. The best season Martial enjoyed was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. Man United got Martial from Monaco. Dean Henderson, he's also on his way out of the club as well. You know, Henderson is Man United's second choice goalkeeper. He doesn't really get in goal. You know, last season Dean Henderson made just 3 appearances. Well, not so long ago, it said Dean Henderson's move from Manchester United to Nottingham Forest is at an advanced stage. And it said Nottingham Forest were close to agreeing a deal for Dean Henderson. It said the deal was a loan with an option to buy for around 20 million. The other day, like updated you, it said that Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave Man United, with Roma rivaling Sporting Lisbon to sign him. Ronaldo's contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. Ronaldo's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. He earns £480,000 a week. Man United re-signed Ronaldo in the summer of last year from Juventus. Since Ronaldo re-signed, he's got 18 goals in the Premier League. He has 24 goals in all competitions. Not so long ago, he won the Goal of the Season award and he got named the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year. Ronaldo missed Man United's final game against Crystal Palace at the end of last season due to a hip injury. But Ronaldo has a very good pedigree as a player because he's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Next year, I can see players leaving. I think Rashford could leave next year if he doesn't pick up form and he doesn't stop getting injuries. I'd give Rashford at least another season without a shadow of a doubt. He's still young. Rashford's already made it clear that he wants to stay at Man United. Not so long ago, he rejected a move to Tottenham. Rashford missed Man United's final game against Crystal Palace at the end of last season due to illness. Rashford is a good young player overall, but like I've said so many times before, he hasn't been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. He missed the first 2 months of last season with that shoulder problem. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy and that he's been a United player since the age of 7, and he did break into our senior squad back in 2016. Rashford, you can play him on the left, you can play him on the right, you can play him up top. I think you seem to get the best out of Rashford on the left-hand side. He ain't too good on the right wing and he's not that good playing centrally. Luke Shaw, next year he could possibly leave if he doesn't pick up form and he doesn't stop getting injuries. So I'm saying the same thing as what I've just said regarding Marcus Rashford. I thought Luke Shaw was very poor last season, but there again he had injuries. I think the best season Shaw enjoyed at Man United was the season before last. Shaw's been at Man United for around 8.5 years now, so he has been a long-serving player. His contract at the club expires next year. Man United did get Luke Shaw from Southampton. Tom Heaton, I think he'll probably leave next year. I don't think he'll leave this year. People are saying keep Tom Heaton as a backup. Tom Heaton is Man United's third choice goalkeeper. When Dean Henderson leaves though, he'll be second choice keeper. Man United got Tom Heaton on a free transfer from Aston Villa, was it last year? Victor Lindelof, he won't leave this year, but I think next year there's a good chance he'll leave. Lindelof is not one of Man United's first choice centre-halves. He was one of our first choice centre-halves before Varane came, but obviously when Varane came last year, Lindelof was no longer one of our first choice centre-halves. As you all know, I've got my reservations about him. Man United got Lindelof from Benfica back in 2017. Got him for 31 million, was it? Lindelof's got a contract with the club until 2024. Diego Dalot, I think he'll stay this year, but I think next year he will be leaving. Well, Dalot's contract expires next year. Like I said earlier on in the video, Dalot appeared to be our first choice right back under Rangnick, and he had his good games under Rangnick, to be fair. Dalot's a good backup in my opinion. At one point, he was out on loan with AC Milan, and reflecting on that, he gained some experience. Manchester United did get Dalot from Porto. Man United paid around £19 million for him. Fred, I think he'll stay this year, leave next year. Fred isn't good enough to represent the club. There again though, he had some good games when we had Rangnick. Revert back to when we had Rangnick early on this tenure, I actually did say that Fred had been one of our best performers. But obviously towards the end of last season he got injured, and since then, he's not showed any consistency. We got Fred from Shakhtar Donetsk about 3 or 4 years ago. Man United got him in a deal worth 50 million. So there you go. But there's players that will stay at Manchester United. David De Gea will definitely stay for as long as possible. De Gea was absolutely sensational last season. He is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Not so long ago, De Gea won the Players' Player of the Year award. He's won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. He said earlier on this season, or early on this year in fact, that De Gea was close to extending his contract until 2025. At the moment, De Gea's current contract expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. De Gea earns around £375,000 a week. He's endured around 11 years at Man United, so he has been a long servant. He's been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Man United did get him from Atletico Madrid. Varane will stay at Man United. Varane's had his good games since he came, he's had his bad games. He hasn't done as well as expected, but not every player settles in straight away. Varane does need at least a couple of more seasons. Varane's had quite a few injuries as well since he became a Man United player. Man United got Varane from Real Madrid in the summer of last year. Got him in a deal worth 41 million. Varane's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option to extend for a further year. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced and he's got a good pedigree behind him, because look at the amount of trophies he won when he was at Real Madrid. Man United will keep Scott McTominay. He needs time, McTominay, still young, got a lot of development in him. Don't get me wrong, I do have my concerns about him. McTominay has played a lot of games alongside Fred in the centre midfield, and quite clearly they don't complement each other. He's played games alongside Matic. McTominay has also played alongside Pogba and all of that. The best games I recall McTominay having, was the 6-2 game against Leeds, because he scored twice in that one. He played well in the 5-1 win against Leeds on the opening day of last season, and he played very well against Aston Villa in the FA Cup last season. Revert back to 2020, McTominay signed a 5-year contract, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Man United will also keep Bruno Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez was actually very poor last season. Bruno Fernandez has not been the same player since Ronaldo re-signed, because before Ronaldo came, Fernandez was superb. But despite him being poor last season, I still think Fernandez is a very good player, and he's one of our best players, and he's certainly one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. Earlier on this year, Fernandez signed a new contract with Man United until 2026 as an option to extend for a further year. He has been a Man United player for over 2 years now. Man United did get him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Donnie Van Der Beek, I think he'll stay at Man United. Obviously last season Donnie Van Der Beek was out on loan with Everton. I reckon Van Der Beek will get his opportunities under Erik ten Hag. Revert back to when we had Solskjaer, Van Der Beek didn't get enough opportunities, did he? You know, Man United did get Van Der Beek from Ajax, got him for 40 million. Antony Elanga will stay at Manchester United. Jadon Sancho will also stay at Man United. You know, Sancho does deserve at least another season. He didn't enjoy the best of starts to his Man United career, Sancho, but I thought towards the end of last season we started to get the best out of him. That Garnacho will stay at Man United. You know, he's a young player. Hannibal Mejbri, he'll stay. He made his first start in the final game against Crystal Palace at the end of last season. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.